all I need. All I
That's great.
It's my pleasure to be here, and they've asked me to read a few of the words there that I wrote. So I'm gonna write them, and they opened it up and gave me the scene. So Kevin picked the scene. So I'm gonna read to you from Beaumont's Daughter, my novel that just came out a few days ago from Center Street Hachette. So how many here have read or intend to read this novel?
All of us.
I don't know who I'm ruining it for.
Oh.
So let me go ahead and read this here now. Alvin Finch had spent the day showering and applying cream and remaining calm in the face of the coming night. The waiting was always like this before he broke their bones, but this time it was different. 2 years of delayed gratification had quietly built up his need, far beyond his capacity to understand it now that he had made his decision. How a human mind could desire anything with such compulsion mystified him. He had always been aware of his own superiority to the masses that fed, like sheep, on society's self-indulgent grasses. Now it seemed that he had become like his own victims, though he was able to beat back his raw craving for personal satisfaction. On the other hand, he was above them all, as their lord and master. He was their Satan, come in sheep's clothing, walking among them daily without so much as raising an eyebrow. This time was also different because this time he had other plans. At 4 o'clock, Alvin, who was also a bone man, left his apartment, climbed into the blue Ford F-150 pickup, headed out onto I-35 and drove south toward Austin. There was one thing Alvin despised, nay, two he resented, more than death itself. Writers and journalists of all stripes, because they knew far less than their words suggested. Mini Cooper automobiles, because they looked like ladybugs. He disliked bugs because bugs seemed attracted to Noxema lotion for the nutrients it provided them. And he hated women, which made ladybugs a pretty nasty combination.
Oh, goodness.
It took Alvin nearly 3 hours to fight his way through traffic and reach the HEB on Highway 71 and Bee Cave Road. But he'd allowed for such a delay. So although he found the crowded roads to his disliking, he was able to make the trip without too much frustration. Once again, he tried to rest by laying down on the seat. Once again, the wait proved fitful because of his eagerness. Once again, he walked into the store and purchased 2 lemons, 1 pack of prepared sushi, and 2 liters of Mug brand root beer. It was dark by the time Alvin finally took up his position in the trees near the back of the house, where he dried his sweat and applied lotion. End of scene.
Good. That was good.
That was good?
Yeah.
Now, who are you?
I'm Winnell Brooks.
You Winnell Brooks? Okay,
Yes, I'm here for one of my daughters.
Yeah, but you like that, huh?
Yeah, I like
it. It's not just young people that like this. See, that's what I love. You know, it's like, it's fantastic. This is like, you know, this is for all people of all stripes. And I tell you, not a lot of people know this. Some of you might. This story is really special to me because it's actually based on a true story. I just read to you a scene about Bone Man. It's called Bone Man's Daughters. And Bone Man's Daughters is about this psychotic killer who is obsessed with winning the perfect daughter and possessing the perfect daughter. He abducts young women, and when they fail to meet his expectations, he kills them in a rather gruesome manner. Well, he takes the wrong man's daughter, and that man goes after him. And it sets up a very passionate power play between these 2 would-be fathers and this one daughter. This story came to me 5 years ago at a time when my own daughter was 16 years old, actually 18. She met this guy when she was 16, who I disliked, because I saw him as being a predator. And I didn't like him. And at the age of 18, when she decided to leave and go with him and live with him, I was crushed. I mean, I honestly thought this guy was going to hurt her. I saw it in his eyes. And the fact that he yelled at me on more than one occasion didn't help at all. And you know, I really was frightened for her, but I had no choice. I had to let her go. So she left, and I could do nothing but hope, pray, and really cry, you know, every night, my wife and I, hoping for her to come home in safety, and not suffer the kind of consequence we were afraid she might suffer. And it was during that time that I was amazed at how strong I felt for her. You know, I was amazed at how much this boy, how much I would have done anything to rescue her from his hands. And this story, she came home two months later, by the way. She called me up one day just in tears. Please, can I come home? And of course, I was absolutely overjoyed. And when she got home, we discovered that he had indeed been the monster we feared he would be. But she was safe, and she was with us again. And the love of the father for the daughter or son is something that just is almost impossible to describe, except through story. This story really plumbs the depths of that love. And it goes a step further, because really this is also a story of the father's love for his children. And the imitator, the would-be father who would take children away from the father. So it's been a pleasure writing the novel, and I hope you enjoy reading it, especially with that in mind. So thank you very much for hearing me out, and I'm glad to sign your books. That was kind of... Was that okay? I was making a stupid face there. Are we good? Yeah, you're good. Are we good? All right, cool. So you're playing down?
I see it all
We're over at
I
Christchurch.
need.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's